did a poll based on Chris Axel's statement. Says getting a girlfriend that doesn't have a child is one of the most underrated achievements in this generation. We live in a difficult times. Women without children are our new form virgins. We down bad. Then I did the polling and I asked the question, which girlfriend do you prefer? So I'm asking the men. A virgin, 54.3%. Body counts but no kids, 20.1%. One child, 17.9%. Two or more kids, 7.6%. So majority of men, they would go for a virgin, a complete virgin, not this kind of a virgin, a true virgin, like someone who has not slept with any man. 54.3% men will go for, and then the rest, the next compromise next to that, 20.1% is having a body count, meaning a lady who has slept with other men but don't have a kid, and one child, a single mother, two or more kids. So basically what I'm getting from this is that men, they do prefer, when they get a wife or a girlfriend, they'll prefer a virgin or someone with no kids. Yes, has slept with other men but don't have a kid. So this is what men would prefer. And a compromise, of course, is one child underneath all of that. Two or more. I don't think a man was really voting here. I think women were voting here to give an impression that men, they do compromise. They do want 4 or 3 kids, a single mother with 4 or 3 kids, and which is really not true. So, and then I said a virgin is winning. I see women voting for the last option to give an impression that men prefer single mothers with many kids. And so I was expecting only men to vote here, but unfortunately, you can't moderate or monitor that. So I guess a virgin it is. This account, Melinda, she puts out a post of herself and says, I'm looking for a man who doesn't drink alcohol, cheat and smoke. And then of course I did a polling to test and see if men will actually go for such demands and for such a lady. 212 people participated. Most people says she's beautiful, I can date her. 40.6%, and then 12.3% says she's not my type, and then 21.7% says she has a feminist profile, I can't date her, and then 25.5% says she's too old for me. So if we actually check, if you actually want to see whether she had about this account, this profile, you can check it out and see for yourself. Go to her profile and check it out. Otherwise, the conclusion of the whole matter is that they say she's beautiful and they can date her. 40.6% of the 212 votes of people who participated here. So I guess she is beautiful and people really want to date her. In this segment, I did a polling based on the account that has deleted its post. But let me check it out. This was the account. The account basically was saying, why do men love natural hair? And then I decided to do a polling to ask the question, what's men's response to this question on why do we as men always prefer a natural hair more than artificial? And 306 people participated. Most people says 51.6%, which is the most people of these 306 people that participated, says men hate fake and false. And then 39.5% says men are more realistic. And then 5.9% says they are insecure, men are insecure. And then 2.9% says men are missing out. So I guess men really prefer natural hair because they don't like the fake and the false. So I guess we are not insecure, or we're not really missing out, we are more realistic. ENCA's account says International Relations and Cooperation Minister Ronald Lamola says the correct diplomatic processes were not followed regarding Ibrahim Rasool's expulsion. Remember, Ibrahim Rasool is the ambassador of South Africa in the US, was expelled regarding his words where he was criticizing the Trump administration. So I decided to do some polling to see who was wrong. How do people understand this situation? They said Rasool was the one who was wrong. 43.8% says he was the one who was wrong. Trump administration 22.9%, ANC policies 30.2%, no one 3.1%. So Rasool is the one who is wrong in this instance, because he's the one who started all of this fire. He was not going to be expelled from the US if he did not criticize the Trump administration, if he did not act as an activist, if he remained neutral, or he represented South Africa in a very positive light, or he represented South Africa the way he was supposed to do. But apparently right now he's the one who has put himself in these hot fires. So that's why we do not understand why the ANC is trying to welcome him, to give him a hero's welcome. Hero for what? Hero for the reckless and careless statement that is put out, which led to him being expelled from the US. It doesn't make sense. Politics sometimes, ANC's politics sometimes don't make sense. Eyewitness News reporter account says ministers, which is Fikile Mbalula, ANC Secretary General, says that ministers used to drive cars in the range of 1 million. It was cut to 500k, half a million. Perks like credit cards were taken away. Ministers are flying economy. You only fly business internationally. That's what he claims. People disagree with him. I don't like Fikile Mbalula. He lies. He's always into a politic mode. He never speaks truth the way it is. So I just put out a statement which people really loved. 391 people actually liked, and then 2 bookmark. And then people also responded to this in a positive light to my statement. Says, why is this guy still a politician? He lies like his life depends on it. And if you actually go through the response of the people who responded to this statement, they all say, yeah, I mean, he lies. His livelihood depends on it. That's why he has to lie, like his livelihood depends on it. So I guess, yeah, he does lie, and he's protecting his career, and politicians will do anything to protect their career, even if it means to lie, steal, or even destroy. So basically this is what we're seeing here. And if you actually check, people are really going crazy, and I guess it is what it is. Truth Panther account says Treasury has allocated another 37 million for South Africa's genocide case against Israel at the ICJ, pushing total spending over 130 million. Fund will cover legal fees, interpreters, and travel to the Hague. Israel is set to respond in June. So this is the plan. So my response was to do a poll to ask South Africans what's their take on this. Should South Africa spend more money on ICJ genocide case against Israel? Majority of people, 65.9%, says no, it's a wasteful spending. And then 22.7% says yes, it's necessary. 11.4% says I don't care. So Remember, this case, the ICJ case, is the one that is putting South Africa at odds with the Trump administration. Trump hates South Africa for taking Israel and standing for Palestinians and taking Israel to court, and says that Israel is committing a genocide in Palestine. So basically we are seeing that people says it's a wasteful spending. It's not a priority of South Africa. There are more things that could be done in South Africa. There are things that could have been accomplished with 130 million rand. But now we're seeing that it is a wasteful spending. We shouldn't be standing for Palestine against Israel. I guess it is what it is. People have decided, but our decision unfortunately will not affect whether this is going forward or not. Apparently it is going forward. Zelda Joy, this account says, let's be honest, Malema will never be South Africa's president. And then I totally agree with her. And what I said is, Malema will never be a president in a million years. His EFF fanatics are just dreaming. Voting for him is just a dream. 37% said yes, and that's my take also. I do not want Malema to be a president. I would never be dreaming for Malema to be a president. And also, I would discourage anyone to be voting for EFF. I think it is not a good political party to be leading South Africa. News 24 has just put out an article saying that Thabo Besta's lawyer have described his treatment at Pretoria's Kgosi Ampuru prison as gruesome and unsympathetic. So I did a poll asking a question: how should Thabo Besta be treated in prison? 217 people participated. So 1.4% says better than other inmates, 30.4% says worse than other inmates, 49.8% says just like other inmates, 18.4% says it doesn't matter how, just treat it the way you want, it doesn't matter, we don't care. So people says he should be treated like other inmates. He shouldn't be getting any special treatment, and he shouldn't be treated worse or better or anyhow. He should be treated just like everyone else. So I guess people have spoken. 49.8% have spoken.